Dr. Freedom here with time some Doctor News from in around the universe that may or may not affect you on such a strange, weird, metaphysical, and beyond psychological level that you might have an epiphany and then experience gas. I don't know. Just a lot of weird things going on around there, especially revolving around Big Finish. But let's start with this one. David Tennant and Tom Baker will star together in a new Doctor Who story. Doctor Who Out of Time is the first of a trilogy from audio drama producers Big Finish. Now, this is very interesting, the fact they've got these two particular doctors teaming up. But apparently they're going to unite to battle the Daleks in what's being called the first of an explosive, new full-cast audio drama series from Big Finish. The first volume is due for release in August of 2020. Tom Baker was obviously the first Doctor that I knew, said David Tennant. I was small when he took over, and I grew through 7 years that way, when he was a Doctor. I was a massive fan. He goes, I met him in John Menzies in Glasgow, and he signed my book. I had a doll of him. All that. Tom Baker was very much the Doctor. There is something about the way he's associated with the character that seems utterly timeless, end quote. So, we all know Tennant was a fan, before he came into the series. And it's nice to see he's being paired up with such, an iconic Doctor of the classic era. Tom Baker, is just a force in and all of his own. So really looking forward to this release from Big Finish. And speaking of Big Finish, guess what? The main range is coming to an end. The original Big Finish audio drama range, now called the Monthly Adventures, represents a continuous, unbroken run of new Doctor Who audio adventures, one every month since 1999. Now, this range of late featuring adventures for the 5th, 6th, and 7th Doctors will end with the release number 275. Thereafter, there'll be a regular rotation of releases with each Doctor starring in their own box sets throughout the year. Big mistake, as far as I'm concerned. So basically, you're giving up your main range just for the sake of making it easier for people to hop on. Now, I can see why, in a way, they're doing this, but to me, it's a big mistake. You're throwing the people who've been, your base audience, for going on 20 years. You're throwing them under the bus as far as I'm concerned, because the main range, the main range has been like the, actual focus point, the anchor for all this, for this long. And now you're going to toss it aside for box sets. I don't know. That's just me. That's the way I feel. But commencing January 2022, Big Finish will relaunch its regular Doctor release schedule as a series of dedicated ranges for each of the first 12 incarnations of the Doctor. So they're shifting things around in a way, because it says right here, one comment we hear more than often from new listeners is that they find it hard to know where to begin with our back catalog of Doctor Who adventures. And okay, I can see where they're going there, because there's a lot of them. And they've gone to a lot of different places. But, I don't know. Let's keep moving. All right, that's right. Ace and the Brigadier reunited. This was posted up on the 21st, and this is a nice video where you have the actress who played Brigadier Winifred Bambera, reuniting with Sophie Aldred. Of course, Winifred Bambera played by Angela Bruce. It's, they had met originally, I believe it was, was it Battlefield, when Winifred was running Unit. And they did meet again in a few of the audio adventures later on. So, if you want a good half-hour listening, be sure to go sit down, check this out over here. Link will be below in the description box as usual. All right, now, Lost Doctor Who episode, The Doomsday Contract, which sees Earth face annihilation, finally rebooted after 50 years. Now, what this episode was originally written back in the 70s by John Lloyd, but apparently it was never actually produced. It was pitched, but never made. And the thing is, they need to start different. A Lost episode, to me, is one that's been, like one of the ones that was in the archive. It was zonked, or it was incinerated, or whatever. I really wish they'd start getting a better, distinction on this. But apparently this adventure would have Tom Baker, John Leeson, and Lalla Ward, of course, as K9 and Romana. Meanwhile, writer Nev Fountain is adapting John's original pitch, which read Earth, a small insignificant planet, entirely devoid of intelligent life. At least that's according to the legal documents. The Doctor, the Romana, and K9 find themselves at the center of a most unusual trial. An intergalactic corporation wants to bulldoze the planet for a development project. Only a previous court's preservation document is standing in their way. The Doctor has been summoned as an expert witness. If he can prove that Earth contains intelligent life, the whole world will be saved. But with a fortune at stake, it's never going to be that simple. So, I don't know. It just kind of seems like a prelude to, kind of like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Not surprising considering the guy who wrote this was roommates with Douglas Adams. I don't know. Up to you. Keep an eye out for it. Bradley Walsh is going to celebrate his 60th birthday. Now, apparently they're going to celebrate his birthday with a 1-hour television special on Wednesday, June 3rd. Which is weird because that's my birthday. Bradley Walsh's is actually the 4th. So, Bradley Walsh, happy 60th birthday, narrated by Jason Manford, will offer viewers an exclusive look at Walsh's varied career spanning 4 decades, including stand-up comedy, presenting quiz shows, theater, panto, acting, and singing. As well as forgotten gems from the television archives, his 80s fashion choices and hairstyles, viewers will also get to relive some of Walsh's most famous TV moments. So, if you're a fan of Bradley Walsh, who of course plays Graham, in the current Doctor Who lineup, be sure to look out for this on Wednesday, June 3rd. And get ready for this. The 13th Doctor is apparently finally launched on BBC Prime in Turkey. And apparently this began on the 27th today. And it's just weird, because apparently they're going to start with Capaldi's run, his last series. And then it's going to go into the, Dr. Jodie Whittaker. So, I don't know. Good news for the people in Turkey is all I can say. I'm glad you guys are finally getting the series. Welcome to the family. And lastly, Tales from the Matrix, latest edition of this fanzine Tales from the latest edition of the fanzine Tales from the Matrix is now available. Now, apparently this is a free weekly Doctor Who long-form fiction magazine. So far, 10 issues have been published with over 300 pages of fiction. The magazine is being distributed by 3 Doctor Who clubs, the Guardians of Gallifrey, the Princeton Proudhonians, and the Doctor Who Club of Australia. And apparently it's non-commercial effort, and if you want to find this, you can be found on Facebook and can be subscribed to by email. So here, follow this link apparently, and it'll take you to the page. And you'll have to find out more information there. They don't have the email here on the page as yet. All right, so folks, like I said, it's kind of weird to me that Big Finish has decided that they're going to get rid of the main range in favor of box set series. Like I said, I know it's difficult, when you want to hop onto the bandwagon late, especially when, the first 100 or so I don't think are no longer available, or the first 50. Until next time, everybody, please take care of yourselves, each other. Have a good one. See you on the flip side, and we'll have more news as it rolls in. Later, kids.